Alice, is something wrong?
You're never gonna believe me when I tell you who wants to have a business meeting with me.
Who?
The biggest corporate sleazeballs I have ever heard of. Karl Dyson, who also happens to be my ex-husband's grandfather.
That slimy old snake wants to meet with you? I can't believe he's still alive.
Still alive and still keeping his finger in the business pie.
I thought that was the kind of thing James had taken over.
James ripped from Karl's hands. I think he spent the rest of his life until now attempting to reclaim his business prominence. He barely reached a fraction of what he once was.
So what's your plan?
Oh, I'm going to the meeting.
Do you really, honestly want to do business with someone like Karl Dyson?
Absolutely not. The plan is to warn him not to mess with me.
Cheers to that. Where does he want to meet?
Now this is where things get interesting. He wants to do it at the same hospital where your mom is staying.
But why specifically at that hospital?
Don't worry. I'll make sure he doesn't do anything to disrupt her either. Even though I have been here before, this hospital feels cold. Maybe because I'm gonna meet Karl Dyson for the first time since my marriage with James. Oh God! No matter how much I dislike this family, but seeing him wrapped in tubes with all the monitors connected to his body, it's difficult not to feel pity for this old man. Concentrate, Alice. Put on your business face. This family cannot be trusted.
Miss Grant, how delightful it is to see you.
You know, you used to call me Alice when we first met each other.
But that was when we were family. Given how we are now meeting as colleagues, I find it appropriate to address you as such. I hope you don't mind.
I don't, Mr. Dyson.
Please, all my friends call me Karl.
But I am not your friend, Mr. Dyson.
A waiter walked over with a tray of food. They first poured some champagne, then served pre-made plates of steak and lobster.
Surf and turf with champagne? At this hour?
This is especially for you, Miss Grant.
Oh, I am not falling for this trap, Karl. I know how your meetings go with members of the opposite sex. Stories of lingering touches and roaming hands followed up by massive payouts of hush-hush money. I have heard it all, and I don't want to experience it. Thanks, but I don't drink before dark.
Pity. I was hoping this could be a fun meeting.
But I'm not here to have fun, Mr. Dyson. I am here to have a discussion.
I'm happy to hear that. Allow me to show you the proposal I have for you and your new perfume company.
When did you suddenly decide to get into the perfume business?
When I saw an opportunity to succeed in ways none of my children or grandchildren ever could.
I thought you were happy with the way James ran the company.
I have not agreed with a single decision that fool has made since he graduated college. Not only in his business life, but in his personal one too.
There's something definitely going on beneath the surface. I don't get involved in too many deals based on spite. None, actually.
This is not spite. This is about winning. This is about succeeding where the opportunity presents itself. And there is an opportunity for you and me to succeed together in a way that gives us both what we want.
Let's get this straight, Mr. Dyson. I am no child to believe that it's just a coincidence that I heard from you shortly after I encountered James. I know that the way he feels about me would be enough for him to engage with you. And I know that there is no way I would ever do business with either of you.
You have the guts to refuse my offer?
Oh, I have said no to bigger things. For example, your grandson.
You will face the repercussions.
I will never be in business with you or any member of the Dyson family. I know how far your reach goes, even when it's tied to all of those medical machines. All I know, Mr. Dyson, is that if you or the things you do ever touch upon the lives of anyone I know and care about, you will live to regret it. I will see to it.
Is that a threat?
I don't know. Can you smell its scents, Mr. Dyson? Goodbye.
Dial James.
Damn it!
What is it, my son?
I was working on something with... Well, I'm not sure I should tell you.
There's only one person in the world you could work with that would surprise me.
So then, You already know that grandfather and I were trying to orchestrate a business deal with Alice.
I suppose there are two people you could work with that would surprise me. I didn't expect you would be trying to work with both of them at the same time, though.
Why do I even talk to her? The plan I had worked out with grandfather would only have gone into motion if Alice had agreed to a partnership of some sort. How could I be so dumb as to think it would work?
Son, I can only think of one reason why you would want to get involved with Alice on any level, and I must tell you, it isn't worth it. Not at all.
What do you mean?
You really should be focused on putting your attention toward Willa. She's the one who was here for you and your children.
Don't be a fool, Mother. Willa means nothing to me. I have loved her before and tried to convince myself to love her again. But not so far down beneath the surface, her true intent is clear.
Oh?
Yes, Mother. She only wants me for her own image. Her own personal gain. For me to marry her would make me another accessory in her superficial life of excess and hunger for fame.
I guess I don't have much to say now.
Zeek!
Sir.
I need you to find out everything you can about Alice. Anything that's in the public, I need to find. For anything that isn't public, let's discuss the best way to get to it. She thinks she can make a mockery of me and my family. We'll show her exactly what a foolish move that is.
Yes, sir.
Rejected, rejected, rejected.
So many local vendors of Paris have refused to do business with us. How on earth is this happening? Did we miss anything?
Not a single thing. Every single thing that needed to be addressed or acknowledged was. All of it. There's not a single business aspect that could account for these rejections.
Then what are we doing here, in Paris? I thought the whole point was to expand our business and find new resources for our work. Don't these people know I'm backed by Yasser Guard?
I'm afraid that might be held against you in this case.
How so?
Fran turned her laptop toward Alice. On it, there was an article about something called the Z Company.
Do you see this? About the Z Company.
What does this have to do with anything?
It has to do with everything. Z Company is a shell organization that has been discreetly purchasing different spice companies around the region for the last few years. Speculation is that Z Company substantially increased their offers to seal the deal. I wonder why.
I have a pretty good idea. Is there more info about any of the people behind this Z Company?
A man named Zeek Williamson. Ring any bells?
I'm not sure. I have one idea, but it seems crazy.
Nate, who'd been reading in the nearby room, heard the name.
It's the name of a man who assists Father. But how do I tell Mom about it without revealing that I had been living with Father secretly posing as Matt?
I want a meeting with Zeek Williamson. That'll confirm my suspicions. I need to get to the bottom of whatever the hell is going on.
On it, boss.
All right. I'm gonna head to the hospital to see Sharon and her mother. Make sure the kids eat lunch for me, would you?
Of course.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Grant. My name is Zeek Williamson. I heard you wanted to meet with me.
Oh my god! Is this the same Zeek who assists James? I must play my card close to my chest and not let on my suspicion. That is true, Mr. Williamson, but I have to admit it was only moments ago that I instructed my assistant to reach out.
And it was only a few moments less that my assistant told me. I don't care much for all the red tape and appreciate getting right down to what's important.
I couldn't agree more.
I wonder if that will be the only thing we agree on.
What do you mean, Mr. Williamson?
I have several copies of your proposals, and simply put, they are not up to the mark by any stretch of the imagination.
My team and I took painstaking efforts to make sure this deal was beyond fair to all parties involved. In fact, my company would suffer losses in the first year in order to make these deals work. What exactly do you find inadequate?
It's gonna take a lot of work to explain that to you if you don't already know.
Oh, he's intentionally trying to rile me up. Clearly, there's something deeper in play. By all means, Mr. Williamson, all I need is a brief summary. Bullet points, really, if you're able to provide. I'm sure I could find a solution that we would both be happy with.
I suppose I can make that work, but I may need access to a few more of your finances.
By all means. Fill out the proper requests, have your assistant get in touch with mine, and we'll get it all sorted out.
Very well, Mrs. Grant. Have yourself a great day.
You too, Mr. Williamson.
At the hospital, Alice rounded the hall to see Sharon talking with another woman who had her back to her.
This person seems familiar. Who is Sharon talking to?
As this mysterious person turned around, her answer was revealed. It was the woman she knew as...
Mom? What are you doing here?
Alice is shocked at the unexpected arrival of her mother in Paris. Is her mother going to bring a new twist in the story? Will Alice fall for Zeek's trap? What exactly is James planning to do with Alice?
Hi, Alice here. If you are curious to know more about my story, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of First Love Never Dies Now.